Have you been captivated by the recent reveal of Middle-earth's newest game? We've recently gone beyond Orthog's capitulation and decapitation for an unscripted look at the Ranger Talion's wandering through the wasteland of Mordor. Just who is Talion? He's a ranger like Aragorn. While stationed at the Black Gate, which bars entrance to Mordor, he, his fellow rangers, and his family are murdered by the forces of Sauron. Somehow he is resurrected, with his new life intertwined with that of a wraith, with revenge on his mind. It's a startling premise, leaving many unanswered questions, as for now.
Every interaction between Talion and his enemies has a direct effect on Uruk society.
Developer Monolith is carving into a very particular slice of Tolkien real estate, positioning Shadow between the events of The Hobbit,
ou en française, Bilbo le Hobbit,
and The Lord of the Rings. That's why orcs have human slaves, humans who are trying to settle on Mordor during Sauron's millennial absence. Also, expect to run into Gollum at some point. The Nemesis system does more than provide personality, it also allows hierarchy. Orcs will report to other orcs, or act as lieutenants, chefs, or bodyguards. When a head rolls, someone's up for promotion, and they'll prove their worth by performing executions, troll hunting, or throwing a feast. And it's all procedural.
Orthog is very different to Ratbag. He's extremely tough and has many followers.
You should take death seriously, even if Talion's wraith-like abilities let him be reborn. While a quick-time event can save your bacon from the Reaper, actually die, and the orc who felled you will gain experience and go up in the social ladder. A lowly peon will become a force to be reckoned with, while a boss will get tougher. The Nemesis system turns that green grunt into a guy named Ratbag. Every enemy has a personality, fears, ambitions, weaknesses, and strengths. They might flee if things go badly, sound for reinforcements, or go berserk with rage, and will remember past encounters they've had with you, with accentuating quick dialogue. They'll earn and wear their scars you give them.
You burn my face!
Talion is both a ranger and a wraith. There are two different skill trees to explore and upgrade, and with no passive buffs, every upgrade will be worth checking out to at least see what it looks like. Rangers fire arrows and stealthily climb crumbling structures, while a wraith can occupy wraith space and use magic. Expect to drain enemies of their life force to keep your powers flowing. We've seen Talion mainly go it alone, with the odds stacked against him. There's a lot of responsive combat like you've seen in Arkham and Assassin's games, but with more combat abilities at your disposal, it's more balanced than simply reacting. We've seen teleporting leaps and icy arrows in the mix. You can also use the environment, like letting loose a caged warg-like beast or feeding an orc to the flames. While orcs might have their own unique personalities, dreams, and aspirations, they're still orcs. It's possible for internal strife to ripen and orc-on-orc violence to occur, or you can start amassing your own orc army for those tough-to-handle situations. Talion has sway over the orcs, thanks to his wraith powers. He can dominate their will, sending them to assassinate their masters. You can have them gossip about Talion's own legend, inspiring fear among the rank and file. Other options, like sacrifice, have yet to be shown. One particular item we saw again and again was prying information from a hapless victim. This combined a lot of what we saw, first by hunting down specific orcs the developer called Squealers. They give up more info, letting us see how the orcs are organized, who works for them, what a specific foe's strengths and weaknesses are, where they might be right now, and what Talion needs to do to draw them out, populating the minimap with missions. Like Bilbo's Sting and Arthur's Excalibur, your own sword will grow in strength and legend as you fell the festering evils. Big showdowns that end with the dead orc heavy hitter will net Talion a magical rune to inscribe on his sword, augmenting its abilities. Wikia and Warner Interactive have formed a fellowship of their own, and it's called Palantir. With a helpful app that's available now, you can get more lore than before, and the intriguing sync mode listens in on your Mordor experience to deliver real-time facts. So that's a dozen things to think on for Middle-earth's Shadow of Mordor, but let's make it a baker's dozen. While there have been some concerns by fans over the plot and premise, and while we won't offer anything to directly assuage those worries, the story is under the tutelage of Christian Cantamesa, who was one of the writers on Red Dead Redemption, who has shown a penchant for authentic dialogue and ingenious scenarios. Stay tuned to Game Trailers for more info in the coming months.
Run, you filth! And tell your master I am coming!